Hey, what's up, everyone? Today, I want to talk about shit happens, right? And how are you going to deal with it? It could be the loss of a family member. You could be mourning the loss of a relationship. You could have lost your job. You could have lost, a child or a family member or a parent. You could have lost a leg, right? You could have found out you have cancer or something like that, right? And it's gonna affect your life, right? You find out, man, you're in turmoil, right? You're down, you're crying, you're going through a ton of emotions, right? You're mad, you're angry, you're sad, you're frustrated. Why me? All this, right? I get it, right? Shit happens. And I'm not telling you not to mourn that relationship or the passing of a family member or friend, or the job that you love so much, or whatever the case may be. Maybe you got hit by a truck and you lost a leg, or whatever the case may be. You gotta go through those emotions, and you gotta be down. And it could last a day, it could last months. But one thing you gotta understand is that time does not stop. Time does not stop. So you have to go through the stages of mourning whatever you're going through, and you got to get up and you got to live that day to the fullest, right? You can't sit there and be like, she broke up with me, she left me for another guy, or he broke up with me, he broke up with me for another girl. Hey man, if that's what it is, it's probably best you find out now than 3 years from now, right? So look at the positive. Somebody told me a story recently where it was a Japanese village, and it was not a boy, but he was probably like 19, 20 years old, and he broke his leg. And everybody was like, oh man, I'm so sad. I'm so sorry that you broke your leg. But a week later, the military came and was recruiting everyone from that village. And because he had a broken leg, he didn't go into the war. So sometimes things happen for us and not to us. Actually, things always happen for us and not to us. And you have to understand, obviously that goes for some of these scenarios, but other scenarios where you lose a friend or a family member, obviously you have to mourn that loss, and you have to always keep them in your thoughts and your prayers. But what would they want you to do? Would they want you to be down and be sad for months and months and months? No, they're going to want you to mourn them, celebrate their life, but also move on with your life. You have to continue with your life. Tomorrow isn't guaranteed. Fuck, today isn't guaranteed, right? So you gotta move on with your life. Mourn that loss. Take that time. Grieve, whatever the case may be. But understand, you're in a much better position than a lot of other people that died today, or passed today, or literally terminally ill today, or whatever the case may be. So take advantage of today, right? Again, I'm not telling you don't mourn the loss of a loved one, or I'm not telling you don't mourn the loss of that relationship, or I'm not telling you that, hey, you put 20 years into that job, and for them to let you go to hire someone at a much cheaper rate, that is not fucked up. It's fucked up, right? But again, shit happens, and you got to figure it out. You got to get in your feelings, mourn, take care of what you got to take care of, cry, scream. Don't reach for that bottle. Don't reach for another vice. You don't need it. Feel it, get through it, and move on, because the next day is going to be better. I promise you. And again, even if the next day is better, maybe 2 weeks from there it's not better. Life isn't cookies and cream and Skittles and unicorns 24/7. There's not always going to be great times, and there's not always going to be bad times. So my advice to you is to live your day to the fullest, right? Of course, I'm not telling you don't mourn, don't grieve, don't be upset. You have to go through that, right? But you better get up and figure it out, because there's only one name on that tombstone, and it's yours. There's nobody else's. Only you can do for you, and that's it. So I hope this helps you guys. Everybody struggles. Everybody goes through sadness and anger and frustration. And I really hope this helps you guys. I want you to kill it. I want everybody to be successful. But remember, not always going to be perfect, right? So I hope you guys have a blessed day. We'll see you on the next one.